Hello dear students, welcome to the topic structure of atom continued as part 2 on the channel Pen and Paper Chemistry. In the previous lesson, we have talked about the structure of an atom as given by Bohr, and we had said that an atom is consisting of two parts, the nucleus and the orbit. The nucleus, the central most densely populated part containing the proton and the neutron. The orbits which house the electron of an atom. Now if I give a statement over here, an atom of nitrogen has 7 electrons, 7 protons and 7 neutrons. There are 118 known elements, either naturally occurring or artificially synthesized, which you will see in the periodic table. Imagine if you have to write such long statements for each and every element in the periodic table. So 118 elements, you have to write everything about those. How would it feel? Boring, tiring, right? So let's devise a way to depict this more simply. So I'm saying here nitrogen. We are saying that it has 7 protons, it has 7 electrons and 7 neutrons, right? Further on, we gave two terms, atomic number and mass number. What is atomic number? From the knowledge that you have of atomic structure or whatever you know, would you like to give it a try? Would you like to write down the definition of atomic number in your notebooks? By the way, did I forget to mention that you need to have a pen and paper or notebook with you when you are watching the video on this channel? It's compulsory. Yes. Why? Because when you write, you are able to connect on it better. You are able to recall also better. So just don't sit there watching the video. Please write it down. Have you written the definition of atomic number? Would you like me to give it to you? Okay. Okay, there we go. Atomic number. It is the number of protons, or I'm not saying and, either of the two. So number of protons or the number of electrons in a neutral atom, right? Mass number. It is the number of protons. Yes, what is the? Yes, and the number of neutrons in an atom. Can you tell me the symbol used to represent atomic number? Very good. It is represented by the symbol Z. And what is the symbol that we use to represent mass number? Very good. It is represented by the symbol capital A. So what we've got over here is Z. It is equals to the number of protons, or it is equal to the number of electrons in an atom. Whereas mass number A would be the number of protons plus, don't forget the plus, the number of neutrons in an atom. Now my question to you is, why are we not including the electrons when we are talking about mass number? Try and leave your answer in the comment section and let me see how many of you are able to answer this question. Is there any other difference that you know between atomic number and mass number? Yes, go ahead. Where do you write the atomic number? It is always written as a subscript. Sub means down. It's a level below. Whereas mass number is always written as a superscript. It's superior. It's a step up. So it is written above. So coming back to our example, have you written all this down? It will come in very handy when you go offline. It will be very handy when you have to revise as well. So now when I take the example of nitrogen, so let me write this nitrogen once again. So I have nitrogen over here. Its atomic number is the number of protons or the number of electrons. Now if you notice, both of them are same in a neutral gaseous atom. So we have 7 over here. Mass number is number of protons plus number of neutrons. That gives us a total of 7 plus 7, that is 14. Do you notice where I have written the 14? Yes, 14 is written on the top. That is why mass number, we said, is written as a superscript. Whereas this atomic number is written as a subscript at the foot of the element. Whereas this 7 would be our element that we are talking about. Understood? So if we have to represent this in a generic form, if I say X is my element, right? Atomic number Z, mass number A, right? This is my atomic number. I am going a bit slow in this because for those students who have just started their journey on in chemistry, they usually find it a little tough to understand and to connect. And these are very, very important numbers when you study, when you go in for your next level of study. Why? Let's see. Because these numbers are very, very helpful. Now, if you have not grabbed your pen and paper till now, then please pause the video now and get hold of a pen and paper. If you don't have a pen, get a pencil. Something to write on. You have an old calendar, get that. It will be very, very useful for you to write down. And in that old calendar, we are going to do the first 20 elements. And I am going to tell you the magic, how these numbers are so useful for us. What all information I can derive from these numbers. Okay, so let me give you a task over here. I have sodium 11Na23. Now look at the figure that is given to you over here on the board. What is this number? 11. Very good. It's the atomic number, as you can very clearly see over here. With what symbol do we represent atomic number? Good. Z. Where is it written in the element? It is written as a subscript. Go ahead. What number is 23? What does it represent? Good. This is mass number. Here at the head, it is being written as a, very good, superscript. And what is the symbol used to show it? A. Good. Now, from these numbers, let me write it again for you. Now, from these numbers, tell me the number of protons, number of electrons, and number of neutrons in sodium. Sodium is Na11Na23. Now you have to tell me the number of protons it has, the number of electrons. I'm not talking about charge over here, please. Okay, so only number of protons, number of electrons, number of neutrons, or if you want, you can just write P, E, and N in short form. You can write it that way as well. Also tell me what is the atomic number and the mass number. Obviously, atomic number is 11, mass number is 23. Go ahead. Number of protons is the same as the atomic number, 11. Number of electrons is also the same as the atomic number, that is 11. How do you determine number of neutrons? Now let's go back to what we had learned. We said mass number is number of protons plus number of neutrons. We said atomic number is number of protons. What if I subtract the two equations? What will I get? Yes, go ahead. A minus Z will give you N. That means mass number minus the atomic number gives you the number of neutrons. Yes, so simple, right? So we have 23 minus 11 gives us 12. Clear with this? Ready to go ahead? Now, why have I asked you to grab hold of an old newspaper or some old big sheet is because we are going to tabulate the properties of the first 20 elements of the periodic table. Now, this video is targeted more for the secondary school students, 9th and 10th, who are pursuing atomic structure for the first time and who will be doing periodic table as well, but they will be just introduced. For those who are in class 11th and 12th, there is a separate set of videos under the heading structure of atom. There's a complete playlist and you can go through that in order to delve deeper into the topic. So when I've got any element, I'm going to write the mass number, atomic number, number of neutrons, number of protons, number of electrons, electronic configuration. Oh, what is this new word? Don't worry, I'm yet to introduce that. Valence shell, valence electrons, valency, metal, non-metal, in or whether it is inert, and there are 3 more columns in this which will be introduced, and those will be the period in the periodic table and the group to which they belong in the periodic table, just by knowing the value of these numbers that we have talked about. So let me start. Let's take the same, or should we take a different example? Let's take a different example now. 9F19. You are not doing it on the chart paper as yet. This is just a trial. Let's run a trial round and then we will tabulate it. What is its mass number? 19. Atomic number? 9. Number of neutrons will be 19 minus 9, that is 10. Number of protons? Good. Number of electrons? Go ahead. Electronic configuration? Very good. Those who could answer the question as 2 and 7, very good. Those who couldn't and who do not have the idea of electronic configuration, don't worry. I am here. I will explain the concept to you next. The rest of the columns we will deal with as we go along the topic. Now, how are we going to use our chart paper or the calendar that you have got? You know what you do? You just make columns over here, and in these columns we will write the atomic number, mass number, and how many did we have? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, right? So we have to make space for 12 horizontal values. So what you can do over here, go ahead, 12 values. So probably you can draw lines to indicate those 12 values like this. Okay, so we have this chart in place, ready to go. Now what I'm going to give you is, I will give you the elements one at a time. So 1H1. Write down its atomic number, mass number, number of protons, number of neutrons, number of electrons, and forget about the electronic configuration, valence shell, valence electrons for now. We'll come back to this chart later on. Okay. Now go on to 2He4. Write down the values. 3Li6, 4Be8, 5B10. By the way, it's hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron. Now beryllium, B has to be capital, E has to be small. Okay. Then the sixth element in the periodic table is carbon, and the seventh element is nitrogen. We have already talked about this. Go ahead, pause the video. I'm not running away anywhere. Try marking all these 5 values for these elements, because after this I'm going to give you the atomic number of the next 13 elements as well. Go ahead, try it. Unless you try it, you will not be able to understand. Again, you'll keep getting confused. Okay, so here we go. I'm giving you the atomic number values. So 8O16, 9F19, 10Ne20. So O is oxygen, F is fluorine, Ne is neon, 11Na23. Sodium comes from natrium, so it's right. Then 12Mg24. This is magnesium, again M capital, G small. 13Al27. What you have to do is you have to write again proton, neutron, electron, atomic number, atomic mass, and so on for all these elements. Keep on leaving these blanks, but I'm promising you these will not remain blanks as we continue with our learning. May not be completed in this video, maybe in the next set of videos, right? So 13Al27, 14Si28, 15P31. So this is silicon, this is phosphorus, 16S32, that's our sulfur, 17Cl35, our chlorine with the isotopic form 35. Now I've introduced a new word, isotopic form. Worried? Don't worry, I'm there, I'll help you out. 18Ar40, 19K39, and 20Ca40. Go ahead, write down the values for all these elements, the first 20 elements, and try learning their name as well in the order of their atomic number. It will help you. It will give you the confidence as well. So once you've learned the atomic number of these first 20 elements, what do? You've done the atomic number, mass number, number of neutrons, protons, everything. Keep that chart with you. But for the present, take a break. You've imbibed a lot in this short video. Come back for the next video and I shall explain to you what is electronic configuration and what all are the uses of that electronic configuration. Believe me, it's very useful. You'll love the next video. See you.